Reffing It Up is extremely happy to announce our new partnership with PSL City Tickets. You could follow them on all social media platforms at PSL City Tickets. And stay tuned as we will have tickets to give away for sporting events, including tailgating. Visit pslcity.net to get the best tickets in your city today.
Now, it's the hottest podcast in the world. From WWE to TNA by way of the NWA. It's referee Brian Hebner, legendary WWE referee and Mr. Reffin' Rant himself, Jimmy Corderas, and OVW and TNA senior official Daniel Spencer. It's time for Reffin' It Up.
Welcome back to Reffin' It Up. I am RJ, Jimmy, Daniel, Brian. How we doing, guys?
Getting my cardio in between running up and down the stairs and shoveling snow. Dude, I should be able to run a marathon or at least run down to a ramp like Charles Robinson and dive into a ring again.
Oof. Would you want to do that?
Should.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
I'd probably end up pulling a Titus O'Neil and almost headbutt myself into the center stance there or whatever. Anyway.
The support, yeah.
But
Well, Daniel, what's going on with you? Yeah,
Hey,
you're in the
well,
truck
good.
again, I see.
Yep, on the road. This morning I left Louisville. It's 6 inches of snow. I'm now in the middle of Arkansas and no snow in sight. So I'm getting further south, heading to El Paso for TNA this weekend. So yeah, well, on the road again.
they're calling for a little light rain snow here. If you can believe that.
Isn't it pronounced Arkansas?
Yes, Arkansas. I did call it Arkansas earlier when I was talking to somebody. It is
Okay.
Arkansas. So,
Oh,
right.
it's Arkansas.
Which, by the way, the Louisville Cardinals play Arkansas this week, and I hope we get a little beating in basketball. So.
Oh, even better.
It was Louisville.
By the way,
Him too.
we got a big episode.
Yep.
We got a big
So-
episode.
Well, we're not going to dilly-dally any further. So why don't we do this? Why don't we send it up to our first count right here on Reffin' It Up.
This is your one count.
We're back here on Ripping It Up in our first count. And gentlemen, I got one question to ask you all. So what do you want to talk about?
Oh.
Well, since there's nothing to talk about, I guess we need to come up with something. Oh, wait a
Well, I'm
minute.
sure you can.
Wait.
I'm sure you can make an impact and make something up.
Well,
Whoa.
let me scroll through my phone and see what's happening out there.
Right. Daniel, how happy are you, my man? Congratulations to
Yes,
the
congrats.
TNA family, my family, on a humongous announcement that was made yesterday morning, around 10, I believe. I think something like that, 10:30. That TNA has officially signed with AMC Network, and will start that in January 15th from Dallas. Am I correct?
Yeah, from Dallas.
And I think I am more stoked than the guy driving that truck and the people in that locker room, but maybe not. But it's a close one. I'm telling you. You
I
have
don't
no
know,
idea.
man. I don't know, man. It is pretty exciting. I am. Yeah, I'm. I mean, like, it. I had a moment this week of just reminiscing of what I've been through the company the last coming on 6 years, and shed some tears. Like this is the biggest channel TNA has ever been on. I mean, I know you were there, Brian, in the Spike TV days, and that was huge. That was amazing. But technically AMC is a bigger platform than Spike TV was even at the time. And Spike TV was pretty high up there at the time too, because at one time it was the home of WWE when they were Raw. So yeah, it's pretty amazing and exciting, and I can't wait for January 15th.
Oh, Daniel, I know you're not our guest today, but I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
Your president said today that he had called the entire team, the entire
Yeah.
roster was on a conference call.
Yeah.
And wanted to make this announcement to all of you guys before it came out. I don't say busted open or the dirt sheets or whatever it may be open, or whatever it may be. Excuse me. Well, explain it to me. How did it go down? How was the reaction? Give me some context to this, dude.
It was it's pretty much how he said it. He said, "Hey, everybody, we're all together." Everybody was on the call, and he explained what's happening. What the announcement's about to be in the next 10 minutes or whatever it was going to go down. And he told us that he aired a video of that the production team, Eric Tompkins and the team in Nashville put together. That was amazing. And I hope it gets out on social media this week. It is freaking phenomenal. And basically it it brought goosebumps and tears to everybody's eyes. And we were just super excited, and we are like, let's go. And then he said, we'll talk more about it this week because we'll all be in El Paso. He goes, so that's just wanted to get that out there. The press release is happening in a few minutes. I wanted to hear from me instead of the dirt sheets. And then here we go. So and now here we are right here on the way. Like I said, El Paso will probably have more and more discussions about it, which, I may know more about than most people. So I can only share what I can share, but it's a great deal. It's a freaking amazing, exciting time to be. Well, first of all, a wrestling fan, because you're going to be able to access, no pun intended, TNA better, and be able to find it. I'm getting tired of having to tell people where to watch it, and I try to tell them. Man, literally just the other day, somebody helping load the truck was like, "So where can I watch it?" And I was like, well, and I was like, here's where you can watch it. And I wanted to say in a couple of days you'll be able to watch it somewhere different, but I couldn't say that. But yeah, so now we'll be able to access to a channel that pretty much probably everybody knows and knows where to go because of the history of that. I'll say this. I'm gonna put the tweet out here and joke about this or not, but TNA has this they talk about it being hard to kill. They talk about it like it just won't die or whatever. So let's put it this way: we are the Walking Dead of wrestling, and therefore, why should not we be on the channel that started the whole Walking Dead series and everything else than AMC? So it's a perfect fit. TNA, the Walking Dead of wrestling, on the Walking Dead channel. So
it might be Breaking Bad too.
Might be. Better call Saul.
Hopefully it's not bad. Yeah, well.
Just don't become Mad Men, okay?
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
I think you got plenty of them there, though.
You guys are killing me with my own gimmick.
Jimmy, real quick before you jump in.
What's so funny is I had all those on my chamber ready to go, and you just beat me to it. It was all good.
So Jimmy, before you jump in, just for our listeners, the AMC network guys, by the way, had many big shows, but none bigger than The Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, and Mad Men. These shows actually, as a matter of fact, Walking Dead beat the NFL several times. That's how big the show was. Yep. That's how big this network was. I did a lot of research today.
Huge Walking Dead fan over here. So I was one of them that would turn that on before I would watch a football game, 100%.
There you go. So I wanted to say that real quick so everyone understands if they're not like sitting there going, well, AMC. And I went home and just today, as soon as I got home before we hit record, I Googled where I could find it. I hit it on my TV and boom, it popped up and there was a movie on. I don't know the movie. I can't remember. I mean, I remember the people in it, but I'm not good at movies. But anyway, pop right up. No big deal. Good to go. I get it every week. Easy to get to, just like all of you at home will and listeners will. So
it's on basic cable now.
Yes. Yes. And that's what I have. I have a basic dish network. That's what I have because I need ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, ESPNU, Fox Sports, and maybe a little local channel for my Judge Judy. Other than that, I don't need anything. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Don't need the Ocho?
I do
Judge
not.
Judy?
I
I
love
figured
Judge
you'd be a
Judy.
Judge Wapner kind of guy.
I love
No, no,
Judge Judy. But anyway, Jimmy, we've been talking. I know you want to get in and say
no,
something.
no. This is a
Please.
fantastic deal. I love it. And here's what it is. I mean, people are speculating already about what numbers are. Stop speculating about that. Just be happy that we have another option out there. TNA has finally done what we were hoping they would do, get a decent TV deal. And what AMC does for them is easily double their potential viewership, if not
Mm-hmm.
more, compared to what
I feel like
Access.
I feel like it'd be more because yes, it's going to be
The
more than
availability,
double
yeah, the availability
availability.
and
Yeah.
it's I think more than double right now. And you know, instead of comparing what the other guys do or the other guys are, just think about this.
Mhm.
You have another viable option out there. There's a potential here to have another company. Everybody keeps talking about the alternative. Everybody wants to be the alternative. TNA has always been the alternative
Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
ever since its inception. They have been the alternative. And here's a chance for them to give that alternative to a broader audience. Now,
Yeah.
as our good Uncle Bully would say, time to capitalize on this.
Yes. 100.
You know,
Yes.
you know, you just fire on all cylinders and go, brother. And as Carlos Silva, as your boss said there, Daniel on Busted Open yesterday morning, for all those wondering, because Dave asked the question, because if he wasn't a good journalist, then he's not doing his job. Is the partnership with NXT, WWE/NXT, still in the works? And Carlos Silva said yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
He
all these
even
people
went as
who are,
far, Jimmy. Jimmy, he
what's that?
even went
No,
as
go ahead.
far. No, he said the partnership with WWE will stay strong, and now TNA can give the NXT talent a bigger platform to work on.
Exactamundo. So for those saying, well, WWE wants to opt out, I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to try to hold anybody to the fire on this and ask for confirmation. But in my mind, it makes zero sense for WWE to end this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Zero, none whatsoever. It
Especially
gives
now.
them
Yeah.
more exposure on a big platform. And everybody says, well, what about the CW? Yeah, the CW is, they're okay, but AMC is one of the premier streaming services in the United States, as well as being on basic cable.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because you're not taking into account too is like I said, I don't know how accessible the access streaming source was, but like you said, Jimmy, AMC, it's right now, I know for Spectrum anyways, you can get it free with your package. So you're talking across the country, people can get it
Mhm.
free and watch it on their phones, watch it on demand, watch it whatever. So it's
Yeah.
it's only going to help.
so a couple of things, guys, that I dove into, which I found very, very, very interesting. First of all, this will now be called Thursday Night Impact. This is what their show will be called now. It just won't be Impact. It'll be called Thursday Night Impact. I absolutely love that. I actually think that's cool.
It's true.
Um, I hope it sticks. Um, Another thing, um, the estimated annually type money they're getting for this multiple year, which could be what, two? It's got to be at least two. Was
Yeah.
between 7 and 10 million. Nobody's put down a number. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just telling you that's the research I've gotten. 7 to 10 million, which I believe is absolutely fantastic for a company that was making very little on their own channel, if any. And I'm not trying to make a discussion about that. I went through your most popular channels today, and I did this on purpose. I went through your TBSs, your TNTs, your USA, A&E. I went through ESPN, and I'm just letting you guys know this is a major deal for TNA because let's take ESPN, which I thought would be the biggest. Okay. They are, I guess, welcoming in the amount of homes, 7.1 million homes. Okay. That's ESPN, the flagship, not
Mm-hmm.
ESPN2, none of that. I went to TNT and TBS. TNT being the, we might have it backwards, but anyway, TBS being the bigger of the two. They're right at 6.8. Okay. What I'm trying to do is put this into context. What they gave me for Access TV was between 33 and 40 million. Now they're on a network that is drawing between 60 and 70 million. So they're 1,000 behind ESPN. They're a couple ahead on either TNT or TBS. Can't believe which one. I'm not sure. I'm sorry about that. I didn't write that
Probably
down.
TBS, I'm guessing.
Stupid. Well, don't TBS has their basketball and NFL in that
Yeah,
TV,
and baseball.
TBS is the super station. That's actually the bigger station than TNT.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I was right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But that's just to put things into perspective, guys, that they didn't go to just going from a network that did 40 to now they're doing 50 or 33 to 50. No, they went from 33, let's just say 40 to 70. You're talking about 30. Go ahead.
And the numbers I don't know, and this is the question I have, and I haven't studied it, but like 30, they say 33 million is access TV homes. Is that 33 million it can be access to, or is that 33 million that actually has the channel that could watch it if they wanted to, or is it? Yeah,
these numbers I got, Daniel, have access to the channel.
Got it. Okay.
Yes, that have, and that's huge because that
means huge. Yeah.
30 more million people can get the channel you're on now.
Right.
And so that's got to be some kind of a number that you're not going to get at access. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I do know that the AMC actually is in the Nielsen ratings option where access TV is so low that unfortunately it doesn't register on the Nielsen rating, so it's hard to determine how many people are watching our show.
Right.
But see, if it's not determined in Nelson, then they think it's not worth it. Meaning under 50,000 people watch that channel, watch that show, and that's why they don't take time and do the math on it. So
now, Daniel, not that this should matter to you at all, but I want to protect my regime that was going on. I did some more homework, and I found out that the Spike TV deal that we were on, there was actually 98 million reached homes. Now, with the cutting of the cord, it was put in perspective through AI that this deal is very close to what Spike was, very close. So whether it's more or less, it doesn't matter. It's right there about the same.
The Spike TV is now called the Paramount Network. So that's a new name for it now. And right now, if you look at the list of the top 50, say, cable stations, I believe I saw that AMC is at number 34 of cable stations, and Paramount, who used to be Spike TV, is at like 41. So that's the range. And Access TV wasn't even in the top 50. They were in the 150.
Oh yeah.
So that just shows you. That just shows you. It is, and behind AMC is like MTV, VH1, Nickelodeon, like a lot of Comedy Central, a lot of channels that like people know and watch, True TV. But yet they're still in the top 50, but they're in the low end of that top 50 compared to where AMC sits. And some things you looked up, it said AMC was 34. I had one that said 28. So it just kind of depends on what scale they're monitoring off of, like, most viewed, most watched what.
Yeah. The other thing to take into consideration is AMC is also not just a U.S. based company. They have interests overseas as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a network over there
in the UK and other places like that. So that opens up the potential for possible expansion for programming overseas. Now, I don't know if that's in the works right now, with something maybe over in the UK or somewhere else where wrestling is still a hotbed.
Well, they've got to get back over there, Jimmy.
Yeah, but it's another step that they could look forward to in the future. If it hasn't happened already, I'm not going to ask for anybody to spill beans here right now. But when the time's right, if it does happen, I hope it does.
Right.
Maybe we can break the news here instead of on somebody's Twitter.
Exactly.
But guys, we can definitely say January 15th is going to be a new beginning for TNA wrestling, and can't wait to see where TNA will be going into 2026. But
I wasn't done. I wasn't done.
I wasn't done either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man.
RJ, you want to get out of this? This is huge news, brother.
Hey, I'm just the guy that pushes the buttons, man.
Well, then push the fucking buttons. Don't move us on.
It sounds like
Okay,
he's
fine. I'll
pushing
just
your
mute my.
buttons,
I'll
that's
just
for
mute
sure.
myself then.
No. I do want to say this too. I know Daniel has plenty to say. That's cool, but I want to say something I'm more proud of. I know that for a fact that there were thoughts and there were talks about them getting this new TV deal and moving to Wednesday nights. I'm so happy they stayed in their fucking lane. Thursday night is their night. Build your audience. And it looks like to me, they're going to do that. And I'm very, very proud of TNA for not getting over your heads or getting your head too big, staying in your lane. Thursday night is your night. And you do give people other options on your own night. I know other people would love to have seen that. I don't. Not right now. We can make that change later if we wanted to. But as long as TNA stays in their lane, I believe, and they really pump and pipe these shows and give us solid weeks after week after week, who knows what they'll be able to do on that channel on their own night. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm just saying switching their night would have been a huge, like, for me, horrible. Because now you're asking people to pick.
Yeah, I will not that I don't know, who reported what or where you heard what, but from my understanding, ever since this started, it never was talked about going to Wednesday night. We always just talked about keeping it where it was. However, if they channel, but I think that the understanding is always if the channel says we want you on a different night, then of course if they're paying your bills or whatever, we've had this discussion before about the Undertaker's podcast or whoever. Like the company's paying you, want something specific, you honor that and do it. But I don't believe I don't believe it was ever been like another channel discussion. I don't know.
No,
So I
But
guess what Daniel,
definitely with AMC it was always, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I heard,
What
any
did you say?
change wise, I don't know if it's true, is moving from 8 to 10 instead of 8 to 10, doing 9 to 11.
and they went 8 to
Yeah,
10, right?
it's
9 to
9 to
11.
11. It's 9 to
Yeah,
11 now.
yeah.
Not a fan of that one. Not a fan of that one.
That
But
doesn't matter to
Well,
me. I don't go to
I,
bed early. No.
I have a feeling. Going to 9 to 11 allows it to be a little bit more edgy. So
okay.
Oh, yes, that's a good point, especially in the second hour.
yeah, yeah, a little
And
bit more edgy.
I can watch a little Thursday night football before y'all come on for an hour.
Hmm.
See
You
if I
could,
win.
you
See if
could.
I win any bets.
Well, but you won't have to worry about that in January. You don't have to worry about that until August and September because there's no Thursday night football on in January. So,
Good
uh,
point. Good
but
point.
Thursday night football is a terrible product anyway, so you're not missing anything. Um, I stand behind that.
So
I know my Titans don't have to worry about football in January. That's for sure.
I don't have to worry about it anymore the rest of the year. Rest your guys, and let's get a first round draft pick. A good one. The last thing I want to touch on really, really, really quick. I drew a blank because I looked down at my notes and read something. Anyway,
Mhm.
I'm such a stupid ass. But
You said it.
the first episode, that has got to be, I mean, pushed to the moon from now till that day. And Bully Ray said this perfectly. They need to throw the kitchen fucking sink at it. I mean, everything, every bell and whistle you fucking got. And it better come off, and it better be a high when this thing ends. When it goes off the air, it better be the highest thing. The Hardys jumped off a ladder, raising something. It's got to be fucking crazy. He even threw out pyro. I agree with that too. Let's celebrate and let's shoot some pyro off in that fucking building. But it's got to be, dude. It's got to be balls to the wall to where people that are tuning in for the first time and extra viewers that you don't normally get go, where's this shit been?
I will say you may be able to catch a few matches or whatnot on TNA or Explosion or something with a little pyro, little testing of the waters on that. So
Hmm.
I don't know if you want to check that
Nice.
out here
The
the
one
next
thing
little bit.
the biggest
Yeah.
thing I'm looking forward to is the production values. I'm
Yep,
big
me
on
too.
on
Me
how
too.
it looks. It already looks good. It looks slick, but I think though with a little added bells and whistles,
Mm-hmm.
and not necessarily pyro. It doesn't have to be pyro for me. I mean, I think, in my opinion, pyro is overrated.
Not me. I love pyro.
I love
No,
Pyro too.
no, he can't golf very well. Oh, you mean the actor pyro? Never mind. Okay.
I love
No,
pyro.
no, but I'm just more concerned about how it looks on television, professional looking. It looks good already, but there's always, for everybody, there's always room for a little bit of improvement and making it look major league. Or as Chris Jericho would say, make it look like it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, Jimmy. It needs to have a big feel to it. It really
Yes.
does. And that all starts with the production. I mean, you don't need to sell it out. All right. I don't know what it holds. I don't care. But I mean, if you have 3,000 people, all right, well, you can make that look good. And not only that, but the camera shots and angles. And I think, Jimmy, wasn't it you that brought it up at, what was it, Bound for Glory, where the cameras were shot differently or whatnot?
It
Made it
almost
feel
looked like
different.
it did feel different. I don't think it was anybody different directing or producing. It had a different feel to it. Like it was shot. It, I can't put my finger on it. It looked like a major production. And I'm not saying I'm not taking away from the other shows that the TNA does, but it just felt like a big time, big league production.
And I agree. And I think that's what has to happen on this first episode. I want it to just be what everybody talks about. And not only that, what this is all good for, guys, is that your busted opens, your after darks. We'll talk about after dark off air.
Well, as long as they stay on topic,
Yeah,
the actual show that was on that night, I'm fine
right.
with it. I'll
Us,
say it. I don't care.
that's fine. Us, your coach's show, Justin Roberts, this is gonna make everybody start talking more, and I think that's so
Wait.
great for TNA.
I think you meant Justin LeBar, not Justin Roberts.
Sam Roberts,
Sam Roberts, what did I say?
Justin.
Roberts
Oh,
and Sam LeBar.
Okay,
So I think I will say this, and I know, yes, I want them to keep talking about it too, but it does make us all. It means all as us in the performers in the ring, the talent, more so the talent, the creative, everything. But it makes us all need to pressure and put up our A game and step it up. So that way, on Friday mornings, Thursday nights after dark, or on Friday mornings on Busted Open, or in the afternoon, or all that stuff on Pro Wrestling, just Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 period. The next day, they have something we're giving them something to talk about. We're not being like, well, let me run through TNA real quick. Blah, 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 blah. All right, on to the next. What we got tonight? Like it allows us to step up and put our best foot forward to give them something to talk about. And like I said, all of us creatively.
I think he's hitting that part of the
something good to talk
travel.
about, not something bad, but
Arkansas.
yeah.
Arkansas,
And,
it's
that's
middle
what I
of
think,
Arkansas.
But the big thing is this: that you don't
Oh,
want.
did you lose me?
Yeah, we did. But here's the thing: you don't want them talking about you for the first couple weeks, and then you become an afterthought after that. That's what you don't want, and that's what I don't want. I want us to come on our show like we normally do, and we're covering all three brands, or we're covering the main things in TNA and the main things in AEW that week. I want it to be where you're relevant every week, and I think that's the goal. Do you agree, Jimmy? I mean, that's the goal. You don't want to be forgotten about like y'all pretty much are now when it comes to the shows that are out there every day.
No, agreed, because other shows become the topic of conversation. They dominate the topic of conversation. Now you want TNA to be a player in who dominates the topic of discussion.
Great way of point. Great point. That's the great way to put it right there.
So, guys, why don't we do this? I hate to do it, but I know we're going to be talking about it longer, or more, I should say. Pardon me. But why don't we go up to our referee review real quick? We have one topic I want to hit before we bring in our very special guest, Mosh from the Headbangers, right here on Revving It Up.
This is Reffin' Review.
We are back here in our ref and review. We're
Oh
here
yes,
on
I can't wait.
Roughing It Up.
I can't wait. We're gonna talk about the referees in the Colts and Texans game, right? Referee review on them.
No, let's talk about the
Uh,
commander. The commander false start that never happened. There was no false start. Let's talk
All
about that one.
refs had a bad one there too. Oh man, okay. All right. Well, we had three. We in that game. Sorry guys, we had not only a delay of game that wasn't called, then we had a phantom pass interference that wasn't called, which led to Texas get a touchdown and a missed field goal that they said was good and gave them a point. So I don't know. But, yeah. So anyways,
Good thing
Wow,
you're not bitter about it or mad about
somebody's
it.
hot. Somebody's hot.
it's not. I just figured we'd
why
talk about it in
so
reference
hot?
reviews. I got excited. I was so
You know
hot.
what?
I mean, red.
So-
Red. The light's so red around me right now.
Oh my God!
Someone was playing FanDuel.
NFL referees are like weathermen. They only get the calls right 10% of the time, but they can still keep their jobs. I
Right,
don't get it.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well, somebody that does have a job over there at the WWE is one Chad Patton. Jimmy, man, this is something that we saw at Survivor Series is that when Dom was actually faking the injury, which legitimately at that time, if you were watching it in real time, you thought he was I thought he was reasonably hurt. But Jimmy, what were your takes from this when Chad did not count
That's
for
the only
for
problem.
Dom?
That's the only problem I had with it. The entire scenario worked out perfectly. I for a second there, they got me. I said,
Yeah.
"Oh my goodness, Dom, he's this guy's going to be the future for WWE. Now he's hurt. This is not good." They got me, which is the cool part. And then all the interference and all the shenanigans that went on behind the referee's back, behind Chad's back, getting John Cena into position for the 319 and the frog splash. My problem is, why did Chad not count the three, or at least count a false finish in that situation? The referee's job is to call what he sees, not be boo boo faced because, he pulled one over on them and he faked an injury and he got you. You're not the moral police. You have to count in that situation. And when you look back at the days when Eddie Guerrero used to do the lie, cheat, and steal thing, the referees, and me included, always knew something was going on, but we didn't see it. So you have to call what you see.
hey Jimmy,
Yeah.
Chad saw was a pin attempt, so he should have got down and counted.
so
Now,
Jimmy,
I know
before
he's
you keep
only
going, it was you had the wrong area code. It's what he didn't try to hit the 319. He tried to hit the 619.
Did I say 319?
You did.
Well, he's the son, so you know what I mean.
Well, and they actually were also in San Diego in the 619. So,
That's true.
but no, they. Here's the thing. I would say this. I have played a role like that where you're frustrated over someone doing whatever and stuff, and I've argued back and forth with how to play that role and what to do to be frustrated or whatever. I just had a similar situation that happened on live TV with the cash in of or I'm sorry, the call your shot of the trophy where I'm pissed off at Frankie Kazarian for doing this while NXT is invading and destroying everybody. What are you doing? Why are you doing this now? But then what? I have to be a ref. I have to ring the bell. I have to let him call a shot. I have to count, and I have to go on with it. Yes, am I pissed that he took advantage of this? But guess what? He still did it according to the rules, and there's nothing I can do to go ahead through with it. So that's where I would have played it differently. Where I would have not counted. I just kind of would have been disgusted. Are you serious right now? Damn it! And then I would go down and count just to have that. You want to have that human moment, but to have the human moment, but still do your job. Yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Sorry, Brian. It's because you mentioned having a similar situation. I did too with Edge and Undertaker when Edge cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase against the Dead Man.
Yeah.
After he got the living shit kicked out of him by Mark Henry, who left him bloody.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, I'm a little conflicted whether I should allow the cash in to happen, but the rule's a rule.
Rules are rules.
You show that little bit of frustration, but you play along. You go along with it. And even on the pinfall, the 1, 2, 3, it doesn't have to be over the top disgusted, but you're just like, you got to be kidding me.
You got to be kidding me. I went through it. And what was good about mine is that he got it. I did the 1, 2, 3. There was a falsy. I'm like, holy crap! He kicked out. Like, and so that kind of
Mhm.
made me get
Add
back
to it.
into act to it. Yeah, but then when I go to handing the belt at the end, I still had this. Are you freaking kidding me? Here's your title. I cannot believe you just did this right now.
So what?
But
So what you guys won't believe is that I'm going to take up for Chad Patton right here. All right, I'm
okay,
going to take up. What he did was awful. It was fucking horrible. But if you think he went in business on his own, you're crazy. This was told
oh
by
no,
an agent.
No, of
One
course.
no,
hundred
yeah,
percent.
we'll go back.
So instead of us bitching about a referee, we should be bitching about whoever the fucking agent was because he's doing what he was told to do. Now, now we're trying to
Here's
figure out
that.
how this makes any sense because it doesn't. Now we can be like the NFL and we can figure out if it makes sense for us. No, you get out and you count because that's your fucking job, right?
Or we can be the NFL and just give teams points that don't happen.
Well, either way, all I'm saying is that's when a referee does though take his seniority that he's got and goes, guys, this makes me look like a fucking douchebag.
Okay.
But instead, we just roll with it, and it's acceptable. And that's the problem nowadays with these referees. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for the things that you know and we're taught. You know that you can't turn around and go, oh, well, you know what? I think shenanigans went on, so I'm not going to count. Who the fuck are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway.
So that's like saying I'm driving my car, I get pulled over by the cops, and he wants to give me a speeding ticket. I said, "Did you actually catch me speeding?"
No.
No, but you couldn't have got here that fast.
Right.
So I'm going to give you a ticket.
Yeah, there's discretion right there.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. I don't know who thought that was cool and thought that would be something good. I don't know. But I can say I don't think Chad thought that he's went into business for himself on his own.
No, he did. He did.
It was definitely orchestrated
But
for
but
him
at,
to
but,
do.
at this, but at the same time, on a live event, and a live event at OVW at least, I've done something similar like that where I'm like, if it's hey, it's all the hey, I'm not, the whole shoving, whatever, you shove the person down. I mean, there's a lot of what like to me that's a live event spot, not a TV spot.
Hmm.
If you do that at a live event, I think it's different. We have a different conversation. It's getting over. But on a TV, on a pay per view, you don't do that. There's a difference between a lot. There's a difference between that. So I would pull that on. I would be okay with it if I watched it at a live event. I would probably be laughing and cracking up and thought it was hilarious. But on TV, I'm like, what is going on?
I think it's stupid on a house show or live TV. It's just stupid.
I did cartwheels and forward rolls in dark matches. So,
But wait a minute, but you've done some crazy stuff at a live event too, Brian. You like had a whole spot with Jeff Jarrett. You used to tell me all about it.
That was Jimmy.
No, that was me.
No, that was Brian.
You had the nose thing with
Well,
Jarrett
was
and
Jimmy.
Owen.
That was Jimmy, but this is talking about with Jeff Jarrett with the whole pushing the ref, and then you end up taking your shirt. Don't you end up like putting the move on him or something? Like take it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Leapfrog, drop down, all that
Leapfrog,
stuff,
drop
hip
down,
toss.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that. Okay. Yeah, I remember that now.
Come on.
But anyway,
Or
let's
you
get out of here.
people
Let's get our
you get
guest
people
in
like
here.
go and splash someone on the ankles and cover his ankles and tell you to pin. Count to
Right.
10.
Or tap Howard Fink
Well-
on the dick before he announces. So
Pumpkin.
Man, I wish
Good
I
old
would have hit
Chimmel.
Dave Pinzer.
I think a lot of people pop. Never mind.
We're off the rails
But
now.
anyways, let's go get our intern to get our special guest out of the green room. And we'll be right back here in our second count. Right here on Reffing It Up.